As Bon Jovi would say, oh, we're halfway there. It's the halfway point of season 3 of Dexter. Dexter is not living on a prayer though. He's been living on a lie, but now he doesn't need to because he's got Miguel Prado. And not only does Miguel Prado accept who and what Dexter does, he wants to join him. He wants to help him. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Entertainment, here to review Season 3, Episode 6 of Dexter. This one was called Puede. Now, I don't know if I am pronouncing that correctly. I'm not even sure what language that is. I'm assuming Spanish.
Yes, I'm going to assume Spanish.
Yes, something...
puedo.
Puedo.
I think it might be yes, yeah, puedo. Like yes, yeah.
Yes, yeah, what?
Puedo, I don't know what Puedo is.
Anyway, guys, we don't know what the title means, but screw it. We don't need to know what the title means. Thankfully, everyone in this show does speak English, despite half of Mexico living in Miami, so I mean, it is what it is. But thankfully, they do all speak English, so we're going to be okay. And Miguel Prado and Dexter, what are they doing? Well, they're drinking, they're fishing, and they're coming up with more people they can kill. Dexter reveals that, in fact, he did kill Ethan Turner. He makes it seem like it's only the second time he's done it, but we know Dexter is a lot more experienced than that. Miguel wants to know what it's like. Dexter says, it's just like killing. The same thing happened with your brother, although he doesn't tell him that. Same thing happened with Freeble. So, Dexter is saying that this was a little bit different because this was intentional, whereas with the Freeble one, he had no choice. And Miguel kind of wants in the action. Dexter says it felt right, it felt like justice, and Miguel can get on board with that. Miguel wants justice. He thinks they are like-minded, and together they can make a difference, and they are going to make a difference because they decide that later on they're going to kill some neo-Nazi.
Some big neo-Nazi with swastika hooks all over him. But what I like about these two discussing it, it's like a freeway conversation because you've got Dexter, Miguel, and Dexter's self-conscious.
And Harry.
And Harry.
It's a four-way. It's a four-way battle.
All you need is Miguel's self-conscious and his fucking Vietnam dad, and it's a six-way.
Because Dexter is trying to relax by the pool, but Harry's not letting him relax. Harry's saying, you think Miguel's going to accept you, you think he's a pal, you think he's your wingman. Wait until he finds out what you're truly like, and he will want to distance himself from you. He will want nothing to do with you. But Dexter thinks his dad's wrong. Dexter thinks that Harry led him to believe that he could never have friends, he could never get close to people. But Miguel is proof that Harry didn't know what he was talking about.
You can't trust this little beaner, Dex.
Yeah, but Miguel... Is he capable? Who knows? Dexter thinks just because he can gut a fish doesn't mean he's qualified to hang with him. Well,
I think he's capable. I think he's perfect for the business side of it. I think he's perfect as the middleman, the guy to give Dexter the access. But I don't think he's ready for the killing. It's like when you seen him show up the Freebles, man, he was shaking. The sweat was pissing off him. It wasn't just rain.
Yeah. Dexter arrives at a new crime scene. Deborah is pretty distraught, and it turns out that the Skinner has skinned again. And this time it's Wendell Owens, Freeble's doorman, the kid that Deborah was questioning, the kid that Deborah was giving her number to, and the kid that was being spied on through the binoculars. But the skinning process for Wendell is different. I mean, a large majority of skin was removed from his chest while he was still alive. So we're not quite sure why. Dexter thinks the killer is an expert. Well, I mean, no shit. I think when you've skinned this many people...
No, when you've skinned... the other people was a small amount of skinnage, but this was like the torso and upper arm.
Now, why is that? I mean, is he just taking more skin with the more people he kills? Or is it because he thought Wendell was a grass? Or what does that signify? Like, well, taking more skin?
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot of skin. So, I mean, it could be an analogy of some kind. It could be a message. It could be anything. We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to piece them all together.
Yeah, Angel orders Quinn to go through the case, go through the database, see if there's any similar MOs that come up anywhere else. Deborah, though, says there's only 3 people that knew who Wendell was when he was brought to the station by the cops, and those 3 people are Wendell's mother, Anton, and Ramon Prado. And this makes Deborah believe that Ramon, the brother of Miguel, could be the Skinner. She gets, I guess, the go-ahead by Batista to investigate Ramon, and that's what she does this episode. She follows him around, she's spying on him, she sees him abduct some guy in the back of his trunk and then take him to like this abandoned warehouse. So she has to phone Quinn because it's not safe for her to go alone. She doesn't want to involve Quinn. I don't think she trusts Quinn. She certainly doesn't want to get a big bust and have Quinn potentially be there and take credit for something that was nothing to do with him. But
you need a backup here. Ramon's a serious character.
Ramon's a serious character, so I doubt that Deborah can go in there alone. We see Maria meet with the attorney Ellen Wolf. It turns out that Ellen Wolf is using all this information that Maria gave her to just try and diminish Miguel. And
how naive, right, is Legata, by the way? Because obviously she's going to use this. It makes Miguel look bad. Like, surely Legata should have thought, here, if he said previous to this and I reveal this, that could mean disbarment for him. And it's looking that way.
Yep, so
she's not. No, see, for like someone that's in charge, man, the naivety at play would match Ned Stark. I'll put it that way.
Plus, Miguel's supposed to be her friend, close friend, but
I've got close ties with the Prada family.
Doesn't look like it here.
They're all mad bastards of Prada.
Deborah goes to Anton's apartment to see if he spoke to anyone about Wendell. He says that he didn't. Deborah feels guilty, thinks that she's responsible for Wendell dying. Anton brings up the girl that was in his apartment the other night and says it's nothing serious, but Deborah says it's none of her business before taking off. Which is not, to be honest. I mean, it's nothing really to do with her. Right, we have Dexter and Miguel then. They are looking for justice, and Dexter gives a suggestion. He gives this Aryan-affiliated inmate named Glemson Galt from one of the his first blood spatter cases. Galt, who is known to have hammered multiple people to death, he calls it hammer time.
Hammer time.
And this just pisses Miguel off. Miguel's like, we need to do something about this guy.
What a stupid fucking nickname.
You know, and then Miguel's like, shit, wait, he's in a Supermax prison for armed robbery. You know what? We can't do this, Dex. You know how difficult it would be? We'd be incriminating ourselves. It's impossible for us to get this guy out. There's no way we can do it. We can't go after Clemson Galt. And this is Dexter's plan because he wants Miguel to back off. He wants to scare Miguel. He wants it to get too much for Miguel so that Miguel drops this whole idea about killing people and making the world a better place. So Dexter's like, yeah, okay, I know. I'm sorry. I'm asking too much for you. And then Miguel's like, nah, damn it, Dex, we gotta do this. We gotta get justice.
See, think of it, right? Obviously, with this guy and other people, they're going to be killing them, but everyone else is going to think they've escaped.
True, and then Miguel's like, we gotta come up with a game plan, and meanwhile Dexter's game plan's completely went out the window, because his plan was to scare off Miguel, but...
Miguel went for it, you know in NFL when they're holding on to the ball and they're dropping it? It's went for that to a fucking Hail Mary.
It's went for a fumble to a Hail Mary in 2.6 seconds or something, so Miguel now committed, he wants a game plan, and Dexter and Miguel then come up with a way in order to get Crimson Galt out of prison so that they can kill him. Now Dexter, I think he's wary about this, but he's just going to go through it anyway because Galt has apparently been on his top 10 list for a long time, and he couldn't convince Miguel to find another hobby, so he may as well use Miguel to his advantage and use Miguel and his like high-ranking ability to get to Crimson Galt. So it's a win-win for Dexter here, although the only consequence is he is dragging Miguel in deeper, I guess.
Yeah, that is the only consequence, but he needs him. It's a two-man power trip, and he needs him.
Yeah, Maria is getting Dexter to sign a get well card, and it turns out it's for Camila Fig, an old family friend from Records. We haven't really seen Camila. I don't know if she was in Season 2. She might have appeared like in 1 or 2 scenes, but she was more of a Season 1 character.
She definitely was.
Turns out she's dying of lung cancer. Maria asked Dexter, did she ever smoke? And Dexter replied, like a chimney.
Like a chimney. We all know someone that smokes like a chimney, but...
Maria then says that kind of stuff catches up on you. I mean, not to be harsh, but she is right here.
Oh, she is, of course.
It's like, see if you smoke like a chimney your entire life and then you get lung cancer, then can you really...
You can't really complain.
It's like Walter White was dealt a bad hand, an unfair hand. But had he been a full-time 40-a-day smoker, then could you really felt bad for him?
I know, but Here, both of them go out like a chimney.
Yeah.
Eventually, chimneys will not puff any more smoke. It's good night.
Yeah, she wants some lemon meringue cake, and Dexter gives her the one from the hospital, but nah, doesn't like it. Then Dexter goes and buys her one from like this bakery. She doesn't like it. She wants something else in it. I don't know if Dexter's taking the hint here, but he doesn't think that he thinks the lemon was fine, but she's not happy with it. She wants a little bit more ingredients in this lemon meringue cake. So
Bleach.
Yeah, possibly bleach. So Dexter then and Miguel, they come up with their game plan. They are going to get him out of prison and bring him in for questioning. And then while they're in the courtroom, they're going to get an escape plan. They're going to allow Crimson Galt to escape and then capture him in the parking lot. And that's what they go ahead and do here. So Miguel meets with Crimson Galt in like this prison cell. Miguel then gives him a key and says, "Tell your Aryan Brotherhood, this is it. I've came through. Stop threatening my family." But Crimson Galt doesn't really care. Calls him a spick. Says that he'll never be friends with a beaner, with a Mexican.
I don't like you people, you little spick. But I'll take the key, brother.
So yeah, Crimson Galt takes the key, he escapes. Miguel, though, very well liked here. All the officers that were in the courtroom, they were all wanting pics with Miguel. One officer was going to go and check on Crimson Galt. Miguel tried to stop him. He couldn't do it. So the alarms are going off. Everyone has realised Crimson Galt has escaped. Galt gets to the parking lot where Dexter is there pretending to be from the Brotherhood, and they have some sort of wee fist pump. Miguel is coming out with the police officers. He demands a search for Galt, while Dexter and Galt are down the bottom of the parking lot trying to escape. We get Harry then telling Dexter, "Look at this, you've been set up. Miguel's going to sell you out. Maybe if you give yourself up, then you can escape in a few years. Do the right thing here. It's over. Miguel's left you to dry." And Dexter, though, he has faith in Miguel. He doesn't believe that, so he injects Galt. Galt's down. Galt is passed out. And then we see this big truck appear, this big fan, and it turns out it's Miguel. Lights in Dexter's face. "Come on, Dex, get in. Left you waiting, huh?" And then Dexter gets Galt in, and Miguel manages to drive at the parking lot. And that is it. So, there you go. Miguel, man of his word, he came back for Dex. He got Dex out of there. And Harry was wrong. Harry saying that he was going to be left behind.
Harry standing in front of the light.
Miguel was going to betray him. Not quite. Although Harry did get booted and suited for this. He was dressed in the brown shirt, the brown polo, the black gloves.
How does Dexter make it work and he doesn't?
Just
Dexter was like, it's like a 9 out of 10 look on Dexter. On Harry, it's a fucking -9. I don't know what he's doing.
It's like Harry's been out as Dexter for Halloween or something. A really shit costume. So yeah, now they agree on a place to meet up. However, Dexter, not outsmarts Miguel, but I guess he's not ready to share the killing with Miguel yet, because he gives Miguel the wrong location. And Dexter has Galt on his own, tied down, ready to kill, going through his little ritual, whereas he sends Miguel to the wrong house. Miguel gets there realising, what the hell? Dexter has betrayed me.
I'm at the wrong house.
Well, Deborah, though, who was tailing Ramon, Quinn has arrived for backup. They see him torturing some guy called Felipe. Turns out he was one of Freebo's men. He demands answers. He wants to know, where the hell is Freebo? And he's using all of these torturing techniques. He's putting bottles of alcohol up his nose and using his nose to screw off the cap, and then he's putting the fizz up his nose. He's waterboarding him, but with an alcohol bottle, I guess. A unique way.
I think Quinn spat the dummy here. It was torturing, but Quinn reacted like he was cutting off his fingers or something.
Yeah, and then the guy, they're expecting...
No, but if you compare it to Lee Torek and Sons, he uses their teeth. He actually rips out their fucking teeth. I mean, I'm not saying, see anything getting spread up your nose, it's an awful sensation, but it's not quite getting your teeth ripped out.
No, it's not. So they expect Ramon. Right, that's it. He's the killer. He's the skinner. He's the next step. He's gonna skin him. Ramon takes out a knife, but instead of skinning Felipe, he cuts him loose, and then Felipe runs off. But I guess this was enough for Deborah and Quinn to arrest Ramon. So they take him to the station and they get him booked. they call in LaGuerta, and LaGuerta, Batista, Quinn, and Deborah, they all have a meeting about what they're going to do with Ramon, but they're going to try and keep it quiet because I guess LaGuerta doesn't want to upset Miguel again. She's already stabbed him in the back, so she isn't going to do that one more time. And then Deborah finally opens up to Quinn about the fact that there's this person looking for him. And Quinn, as soon as Deborah tells him the truth, he immediately takes a hissy fit. He stops the lift. He's like, what the hell? You're only telling me now?
Yeah, it was a bit pathetic, wasn't it? Yeah. He stopped the lift like someone shot himself and he was trying to get to the bottom of it or something.
But then, as soon as Deborah reveals the name of the person, he just starts the lift again and gets on as if everything's alright. So he says it's nothing more than them two having history. It's a personal vendetta, and he will handle it. How's Quinn going to handle it? We'll have to wait and see, but...
You want to skin Yuki?
We know how Dexter's going to handle Galt. He's got him on his table. He impales him. It's not quite hammer time. It's impaling time for Dexter. And we say goodbye to another bad guy. Galt is officially gone. He was on Dexter's top 10 list. That list has got a bit more room. That list he can add someone new to that list. Someone can get promoted from 11th place into the top 10. And Miguel just stands there in some random fucking location, an empty room, smiling, thinking, god damn it, Dexter has screwed me over.
It reminded me of Saw when they've got like a location and they go into the wrong place and he's somewhere else.
Aye.
Miguel's just running around this empty fucking house, wondering what's going on.
Anyway, that was it for Puede. So, what's your thoughts on Puede, and what are you rating this one?
I think it was the best episode of the season. Miguel and Dexter working together was great. I'll give it an 8.
Yeah, I thought it was great. I liked the Miguel and Dexter scenes. I also thought the Ramon stuff was good as well, possibly hinting that he could be the Skinner. Then it turns out he's not the Skinner. So I think this was the best episode probably so far. And when you look back at season 1 and season 2, like... The second half of the seasons tend to be way better.
They do. Will season 3 follow that?
So we'll see. So far, season 3 has been pretty good. It's been consistent. I wonder though, in the final 6 episodes, will we see an increase in quality? Because I think season 1 and season 2 definitely had that. I mean, the last 6 episodes were definitely better than the first, but I guess that makes sense if the whole season is going to have a accumulation into the story. So I guess you need to gather up momentum, and then
absolutely
the second half, that's when you strike, that's when you deliver. Anyway, 8 out of 10. Catch you guys in the next one. Until then, peace.